60,000 years ago, a small group of humans is standing at the edge of Africa. Behind them, an entire continent, the place where their ancestors had lived for 300,000 years. Familiar forests, familiar rivers, food they knew how to find. Ahead of them, a narrow strait of open water. And beyond it, nobody knows. No maps. No guarantee there's food on the other side. No guarantee anyone survives the crossing. And yet, they step into the water. This wasn't just a migration, it was a gamble. And that one gamble decided how 8 billion people on Earth today would look, speak, and live. But there's a question history books never really answer. If Africa had everything they needed, why did they leave? And if the reason was simply hunger or desperation, why did everyone else stay behind? To understand the full truth, we're going to break this video into 3 chapters. And the final chapter is the most unsettling one. Chapter 1. The Hunger Myth. Every textbook tells the same story. Humans left Africa because resources ran out. Population grew too fast. Food became scarce. So people moved out in search of more. Simple, clean, convincing. But there's a problem with this story. Africa is the second largest continent on Earth. Europe, the United States, China, and India combined could all fit inside it, with room to spare. If food was really the issue, these groups could have just moved further south or west, deeper into Africa. New forests, new rivers, new hunting grounds, all available without ever crossing water. Instead, some groups chose the hardest possible option, crossing an unknown sea, walking into land where no human had ever set foot before. And this wasn't even a one-time event. Humans tried to leave Africa multiple times, around 200,000 years ago, and again around 120,000 years ago. Every single one of those attempts failed. These groups either turned back or simply vanished. Only one group, roughly 60 to 70,000 years ago, actually made it. So the real question isn't why humans left. The real question is why did every earlier attempt fail, and how did this one group survive? The answer isn't about food. The answer is hidden in what was happening to the entire planet at that time, conditions so extreme they nearly wiped out the human species. Chapter 2. The night the world went dark. About 74,000 years ago, on what is now Indonesia, a volcano erupted. Its name was Toba. This wasn't a normal eruption. Scientists believe it may be the largest volcanic eruption in human history. So much ash filled the sky that sunlight dimmed for years. Temperatures dropped, forests dried out, and Africa's lush hunting grounds, the same land humans had depended on for hundreds of thousands of years, slowly began to collapse. Some geneticists believe the global human population crashed to just a few thousand breeding individuals during this period. The species came close to disappearing entirely. When your home is literally burning down, leaving stops being a choice. It becomes necessity. But survival alone wasn't enough. Getting out required 2 more things. First, a path. Earth's orbit shifts slightly over long periods of time, and this shift occasionally turns the Sahara Desert into open grassland. Scientists call this the Green Sahara. For a few thousand years, land that is desert today was covered in rivers, grass, and wildlife. This became a corridor, a route out of North Africa across the Red Sea into Arabia. Second, a new kind of thinking. Around this same period, in a cave called Blombos in South Africa, archaeologists found engraved patterns dated to roughly 73,000 years ago. These are among the oldest deliberate symbols ever made by humans. It meant something had changed. Humans weren't just surviving anymore. They were thinking abstractly, planning, communicating complex ideas to one another. This combination, environmental collapse, a new escape route, and a new kind of mind, is what finally pushed a small group of humans to do something no one had managed before, cross an unknown sea on purpose. And the ones who made it across encountered other human species along the way, like the Neanderthals. Even today, Every human outside Africa carries 1 to 2% Neanderthal DNA, which means that journey never really ended. It's still running inside us. Chapter 3. The same old restlessness. So far, this sounds like ancient history, a story about people from long ago. But wait, look around you. Every year, millions of people leave their hometowns. Someone moves to a bigger city, someone moves to Dubai, Canada, the US, the UK. The question is the same one we asked in Chapter 1. If their hometown had everything they needed, why leave? The answer is the same too. This isn't just about necessity, it's a restlessness, one that's been sitting in our DNA for 70,000 years. Researchers have found that populations with a history of migration tend to carry a particular gene variant more often informally nicknamed the wanderlust gene. It makes new places, new experiences feel more rewarding to the brain. Stability starts to feel dull. The feeling that somewhere else is better gets louder. That feeling once kept our ancestors alive. Today, that same feeling keeps us restless. Think about it. Someone moves from a small town to a big city. A year or two after settling in, they start thinking, maybe Dubai would be better. The person in Dubai starts thinking, maybe Canada would be better. This chain never really ends, because it was never about the place. It's the same ancient programming running in the background, quietly saying, wherever you are, it's not enough. And the modern world has made this feeling sharper than ever. Social media constantly shows you someone else's life looking better than yours. The job market always implies the next company will be better. Every new city, every new country becomes a modern version of the other side of the sea. But just like our ancestors struggled even after reaching new land, the same thing happens today. A few months after moving somewhere new, that same old restlessness quietly comes back, because we were never really chasing a place. We were running from a feeling, one that has always traveled with us. So humans didn't leave Africa because there was nothing left there. They left because something inside them simply couldn't stay still. That same thing is still inside us today. Every time you feel bored of your job, tired of your city, or convinced that life would be better somewhere else, you're probably not running from a real problem. You're following a 70,000-year-old instinct, the same one that once pushed your ancestors to cross a sea no one had ever crossed before. That instinct used to save us. The real question is it still saving us today? Or is it just making sure we're never truly satisfied, no matter where we end up?